Just, start out to say, happy to describe how I feel about our guys. Just really proud of the effort everybody put in today and really all season long. It's been a great group of guys to work with, the players, coaching staff, and I think that showed today certainly. So, we've gone through some bumps, had some things happen during the course of the year, even this week, losing a key player. But no matter what, these guys stay together, they stay tough and really care about each other. And I think that's demonstrated in the play out there. So today was no different. Probably a fitting way for us to get this done because there's nothing easy today. Goes right down to the end there certainly, and but again, I think it just points back to the character of the guys that we have. And I was actually thinking about this today when I was taking my walk out there, this morning. Go back to '81 when I walked in here, not knowing anything about this university. And two guys that I meet right off the bat. You got Andre Tippett, who's a Hall of Fame player, college and NFL, unbelievable talent, unbelievable guy to this day, just a die-hard Hawkeye. And then you got Brad Webb on the other side. They were a tandem in that 34 defense, and Brad's a walk-on from Chicago who also ended up being a captain, and same characteristics. So whether you're talking about a guy who's a NFL Hall of Famer or a guy like Brad Webb who went on to go to law school and very successful now in his business life, all that stuff. That's really what the game's all about, and that's 40 some years ago. But that's the beauty of this whole thing. So really proud of our guys. Just a great group of guys to work with, and sorry to keep you waiting, but wanted to savor every bit of this with the players and the coaching staff. So I'll throw it out for questions.
Kirk, Tom Kager, Talker Report. You got a game ball
Yep.
from Phil. What were the emotions running through you at that moment? What did that mean to you to share it with the team?
Yeah, I want to preface that because it's a Michigan State guy giving a guy a ball to move past the guy from Michigan. So I think it was a little self-serving on his part, quite frankly. But I never got into it for that reason, and certainly 23 years ago, you could have made some money on that one if you placed a friendly wager, not a real bet into that, but. But again, it goes right back to what we just talked about, the caliber of people that have been through here. Had a lot of great coaches come through here, and same thing with the players. Like it's all about that. And you got Dallas Clark in there, you thought he played today, in the locker room. So that's 20-something years ago, but that's just the beauty of this whole thing.
David Eichel, 24/7 Sports. Kirk, you've always talked about when players go through injuries, it can be a long, lonely road, but I mean, seeing Cade, Cooper, Eric on the sideline always seems like they've always had a smile on their face whenever the team's succeeding. No different today. Cooper, walking off the field, you'd think he'd play in the game. What about your culture in this specific team has allowed players that normally would be on the outside still be fully invested in the team? And Noah Shannon, for that part, for not even playing either.
Perspective's a big thing in life too, and unfortunately, had to go in July. Didn't have to go, but attended a funeral of one of our former players who died way too young. And then somewhere in camp, another former player who I never got to coach, but missed him by a couple of years, stopped out of practice. He just buried his son. So, there's a lot of tough things in sports. Losing is hard, and injuries are just, really hard, especially for the individual affected. But you got to keep perspective on this too. And, it's a game. We're all trying our best. We're all doing our best, hopefully. But the big scheme of things, we're all fortunate to be competing and being part of something like this.
John Seppy, Cedar Rapids Gazette, kind of along those lines, with all the adversity, all the players out, all the other kinds of adversity, how much sweeter does this make a moment like today?
Yeah, one thing I do know something about is coaching here. That's probably about all I know about, quite frankly. I got some thoughts on beers and coffee, and ice cream. But that's just kind of the way it is here. Like, there's nothing easy here. It really hasn't been during my 34 years here, unless you get that rare year like in '02,